What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Miller Basketball Show. This is episode 4 today. We're diving in on streaking teams, some recruiting news and hype, a couple of conference races, so to speak, last week's news, this week's headlines, and then we're locking in on the main segment of the evening, hidden Arkansas gems, man, across, what I'm saying, like I said, Arkansas hoops, the hidden gems that we want to tap into, the kids who might not always get the spotlight, who some may know in their region or in their conference, or who some coaches may know as a dog, but just widespread, not maybe everybody knows so much about them. I'm Coach Vic. You all probably know that already, aka Vortex Sports, the guy from Prep Hoops, whatever you might have it. And I'm here with my guy, Nigel Wright, aka COE Films, one of the
What's up?
top
What's
dogs in the
up?
sports media game here in Arkansas, man. So if you missed any action this week, do not worry. We got you covered. Like I said, we talking statement wins, stock risers, basketball standouts, and some matchups that's about to shake the state up. Let's lock it in. Shout out to Nick. Nick is in beautiful Puerto Rico on his Bad Bunny, living it up. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Nick. Other than that, Nigel, what's going on, bro? Talk to me, fam. You been all right? Everything been going good for you? Appreciate you pulling up.
Yeah, man, everything going good, man. Just kind of, taking some time back, man. Had a long weekend, and not only that, but had a chance to catch some basketball last week. So, yeah, man, been a great week, and just ready to talk some basketball right now.
No, I'm with you on that one, bro. I've been having a tough time over here myself putting things together, but you know how I go, man. Head up, chest up, keep fighting, and you know what I'm saying, you got a puncher's chance all the time. So,
Yep.
man, we're gonna dive into the action, bro. Appreciate anybody pulling up right now, watching live. We do appreciate all the viewers that jump on. First and foremost, we can't do what we do without you. Appreciate you guys for the support. So much love has been coming into the Big Millie Events channel itself throughout, like I say, Instagram and the YouTube. It's just been growing forevermore so fast. The Slack channel even's been growing on the back end that you guys don't get to see every day, and so we appreciate everybody that's a part of it. And we want to, continue moving things forward. So let's keep this going in a good direction, y'all. Appreciate everything that's going on. Appreciate the support and love.
Yeah, man. Hey, I want to say this. Let me say this, Vic. Man, listen, y'all go like and subscribe this video and share it and push it out, so we can get the ball rolling, man. It's the only way this thing works is if you all contribute. Get out there, man. Share this live. Go to Big Mill Events, like and subscribe. Go to Vortex on Twitter, Instagram. Go to COE Films on Twitter, Instagram. And y'all like, share, subscribe, check out the content, man. We're going to try to keep this thing rolling and push it, just so the state and the players and everybody can get the exposure they needed. And it only works if y'all contribute, y'all participate. So let's do it.
All facts. Great way to put it. Let's dive in, bro. Let's go. Top team headlines, kind of. I mean, we can dial back a little bit and we can kind of fumble back to last week, some games that happened. One of the big games I kind of wanted to get into was North Little Rock versus Jonesboro. A lot of the kids was calling it a get back game. It was a tough game. Definitely a good battle up there in Jonesboro. Mm-hmm. North Little Rock got them when they came down here at home, and then so they went back up there to Jonesboro and they got them at home, so they split right now. What was your thoughts on that game, bro? Did you get to check it out?
Man, well, I only caught a few highlights of it, but I did check the score. It was like a 68-56 game, so that let me know everything I need to know right there. So it seemed like it was a good defensive game from the some of the highlights, and looked like Jonesboro had it going in that game. So didn't get a chance to lay eyes on it, but did you?
Yeah, definitely. I watched the whole game. It was another BJ Knowlton masterclass, bro. BJ was his own one, man. North Little Rock was punching back, you know what I'm saying? There was times where it looked like they kind of had it figured out, and then like maybe a thing or two kind of fell through for them, or a shot or two just didn't fall. They didn't get the look they needed, or maybe a unforced error kind of hurt them a little bit. And, Jonesboro, they just play well-disciplined basketball, so they just make the most out of every opportunity. Like I say, BJ had 25, I believe. Great game for him, just scoring the ball off the dribble. Harding committed. If you don't know, he has committed to Harding University, be a Bison next year. So keeping it right here in the state. But yeah, I think that was a good matchup. Kind of like I say, it just lets you know how deep that that talent is in the 6A period. So we
Oh
definitely
man.
gonna dive into today. I mean, on both sides of the conference. So I think moving forward, like North Little Rock it's been a roller coaster ride, right? So it's like right now is that time for them to really hit a good stride and just power on through. You know what I'm saying? So if they're gonna do it, it's now or never. Obviously, with only being like 4 games left in the season, you probably kind of want to get it rolling maybe 2 weeks ago, and ride a couple wins into this one. But better late than never.
Yeah, that Little Rock, I mean that Jonesboro team in the 6A, they always gonna find a way, to find a groove late. Well, Swift, he always can coach those guys up, which is always a storyline, for Jonesboro Hurricane. You can always catch them in the mix. Now the 6A is tough. I just been watching and seeing how things going. So we're gonna get more into that, but the 6A it's interesting, bro.
And then I think, especially in the 6A, that 2027 class is so young and upcoming right now. Like a lot of them are finally clicking towards the end of the year too. One of the players that I do just want to highlight real quick, my first point guard I ever got to coach, man, MJ Marshall. I coached him back, I think he was in 5th grade. It was my first point guard getting a chance to coach. He's now a junior at Jonesboro High School. He had 11 points in that game the other night. Stepped up in a big way on offense, helped knock down some buckets. I think he was the 2nd overall scorer in the game. And so that's pretty good to see him, out there getting his shine on, hitting a couple big shots, keeping possessions alive, doing this thing. So shout out to MJ, man. But moving on to another great game that happened this past week, man. We were both in the building. We actually, sat there and talked to each other for a brief second, as we normally do when we see each other anytime. Man, Little Rock Christian and Parkview, man. I'm talking about the 5-star versus the 4-star, man. I mean, you couldn't tell how many stars it was. You just knew it was a whole lot of stars going on everywhere, man, for real. But beautiful, beautiful basketball on both ends, man. Tough, close game down the stretch. Ultimately, as many already know, Little Rock Christian was able to take one home behind JJ's 20 points. Jacob matched that 20 on the other side.
Yeah.
And they both showed great leadership, bro, knocking down shots when they needed to. Coming up big in a big way, and key possessions and moments, man. Talk about it a little bit.
So, I was anticipating this game from the jump. So, I got in there early. I had a chance to watch a little bit of the girls' game right before, and that game was pretty good.
Definitely.
So, just to piggyback out that, Parkview, they came. You could tell that Coach Harrison got that team coached up, man. From the energy when they come out, I felt the wind as they was warming up, just coming out. Got the hands up, pushing, just already generating that energy. So I felt that right out the top. So I already knew what type of time it was going to be on. They was hype, they was loud, and the crowd. It was, for everybody that didn't come, it was a packed house in there. I'm talking about from top to bottom, it was packed. So the energy was live, the student sections was live, the cheerleaders. I mean, from end to end, it was live in there. So just the energy when they popped it off, when they kicked off, when they tipped it off, man, it was just defense from the start, a defensively game from beginning to end. I mean, there was no easy shots. Not from Andrews, not from Lanier. It was no easy shots from Boggs to Moore. I mean,
and the craziest part about that, is a lot of people watching that game probably felt like some of those shots was easy because of how much talent was on the court. Like how many shots they made look easy. Like just from the names you said. I mean, in the beginning of the game, it really wasn't even about the stars. It was about the supporting cast. The stars kind of came on in the third, kind of started heating up a little bit later on. Early on, it was about Aiden was getting to it. Aiden Hansberry, it is AJ, some of y'all call him, as you know him. Aiden was getting to it, had a lot of points out the gate early, was heating up quick. Easton didn't get a couple to fall early, then he started knocking them down back to back. I think he hit all 15 of his points behind the arc, as you know him to be as a knockdown shooter. And then you had the twins come in off the bench, give a lot of energy and hustle, a lot of effort there. Then on Parkview side, you had a couple of guys like Bruce, who's known as a defender more often than not, who comes in and give you 5 points on the quarter. That's pretty big for him. And so it was about the supporting cast more on both sides. Kobe Bell played pretty well as well for Parkview.
Yeah.
Sticking out there and getting things going in that first half. So it was about the supporting cast rather than that first half for me. What you think?
So yeah, most definitely, man. Hansberry came out, man. Starts, he set the tone right off the back. I know he had a few times where he got in the paint, had a fadeaway jumper, just kicking it off. So I already knew right then that Hansberry had, he was coming off an injury, man. I know he haven't played the last couple games, but being able to see him come back and implement himself into the offense, and you can just see how important it is for Hansberry to be healthy for that Patriot squad. He set the tone coming out. And like I said, Kobe Bell, man, defensively, he set the tone. I know he was locking some players up and hustling for the ball. So he another one of those players that impact the game quietly, you know what I mean? But if you look up, Kobe had you 10, 15 points, maybe had you about 5-6 rebounds, 2 or 3, 4 or 5 assists, maybe a couple steals. But he's one of those players that fly under the radar that I really like.
And it was a real nice battle in this game that, like I say, bro, everybody focused on the top headline guys, and there's nothing wrong with that as well. But like, me, like I'm a storyteller, bro. I'm a narrative creator almost, really, for real. And so I was really liking this battle between super underrated point guard and Josh Willis over at Parkview, starting point guard. Been there all season long, been putting on, been very, consistent in his play. Not just gonna jump off the charts probably as soon as you look at him. Kind of gives you a reminiscence of a Sean Livingston almost when you look at him. And then you had J-Mo on the other side, Justice Moore, who a lot of people kind of know, and he kind of flies under the radar a little bit too at times. And then there's times where he just pops out and stands out and flashes so much. You're like, man, how many people don't know about this kid? It's crazy.
Oh, my God.
I was really paying attention to that little guard battle right there. That was a nice little face-off too, man. So really, like I said, we're talking about the underrated gems of Arkansas basketball, man. Those 2 point guards right there are 2 of those guys that are on that list for sure for me.
Man, Justice control. I think he did very good controlling the pace of the offense and getting them in their stuff and kind of help break the press a few times. I saw he did very well at breaking the press. He didn't have, I didn't see him turn the ball over as much, but him, controlling the offense, getting them in their stuff, man, taking some of that pressure off JJ. JJ was getting double. Lanier was getting double. And them guys still found a way to score. But I think Justice did a very good job of controlling that offense and making, and not only just controlling, but getting in there and scoring as well. He's one of those players that fly up under the radar, but you look in, it's nice. He'll have 23, 25. Quick. He'll get it up quick.
And then He's been doing it too. This is another thing. Like when I talk about J-Mo, I try to get people to mention like he came from Jacksonville. He was doing it on Jacksonville when they weren't just very, very great of a team, but he was the same kid. I saw it in him then. So like just to see him come over here now, being able to contribute to a winning team and still be able to be him, look the same, play the same, fit in. Saying the guys respect him, the guys treat him well, the fans, the crowd seems to love him when he hits shots. You hear the chants from the student section and stuff like that. Really, really great thing to see for him, man. Keeping it right here on some 5A basketball too. We have surging team of the week for me. And it's not like a segment necessarily as far as surging team of the week. We're just talking about some surging teams this week in general, like I was saying earlier. Man, Farmington, bro, the Cardinals. I mean, a lot of people do know, and a lot of people just kind of overlook them like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see when it comes playoff time. We'll see when people like to kind of like make a little excuse. You know what I'm saying? People just kind of like to, for some reason, not give them that credit. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it come from, man, but 25-1 overall, 10-0 in the 5A West, 13 straight to open the season, right? One loss in the middle with another 13 consecutive game streak right behind it. So one season, 2 13-game streaks. The offense is clicking, bro. Like the depth is showing that these young guys that they got are growing. That Johnny Taylor system, that genius over there coaching, bro. Like great work ethics, the chemistry. Man, I could say so much more about Farmington, man. It's a lot to like over there in that 5A West for Farmington.
Yeah, man, those guys over there, they always gonna be in the system, and they always gonna come to play. you can always count on them to be right there in the mix in the 5A, especially. I mean, even when they was in the 4A, you can
Definitely.
expect them to be in the mix. But especially since they came to 5A, you can expect them to always be in the mix. I like what I saw from the team camp, even from the team
Yeah.
camp all the way up to now. Of course they're surging, and I think they're going to be in the mix in the end. You know, I try not to just focus on one thing on the team. I try to look at a lot of what they do. And when you look at a team like Farmington, you can see that they do a lot of good things well on
A
both
lot.
ends. Yeah, they do a lot of good things on both ends well. So I'm liking what I see from them guys. Coach Taylor always have them rocking and rolling.
Man, it's that discipline, man. Like I tell kids all the time, especially the kids that I coach myself. I'm like, bro, if you literally just listen, like to the things that I'm telling you, you're gonna be a better player. Like, there's no way I'm telling you to do things that's gonna make you worse. And so, like, when you get that level of confidence built in those kids, and they see themselves come from what they were a year or two ago, or didn't even really have hoop dreams, to kind of loving the game and doing it on their own and developing those type of work ethics and growing, and things start really clicking and they start winning like that, man, it becomes, a beautiful thing for sure.
Yeah. So
To finish off, go ahead.
Well, I know you're talking about surging teams, and you talking about teams. Brian. They always gonna be in the mix, man. And with
100%.
what Kamarian B and how he's leading that team over there, and how RJ Young is done came into his own, man. That team right there. I'm just looking to see how this thing gonna pan out in the 6A. 6A is just one of those classifications that it's going to be damn near anybody. It's going to be anybody game on anybody night, especially in Northwest Arkansas.
Man, Northwest Arkansas is crazy right now. Specifically, like, all right, before I skip ahead, but I'm gonna get back to 6A. I'm just gonna finish on a couple of notes on the 5A basketball, then I'm gonna get to 6A for sure.
Okay.
Because now you definitely you going on something, but I feel like I'm gonna talk about that for the next 20 minutes. So let me finish up what I got over here real quick. Only thing I was gonna get back to saying about Farmington real quick was that their next 4 games, they got 2 against Van Buren, one on Tuesday or tomorrow actually, and then one Friday, which is actually the 27th, so 10 days away, 11 days away or so. They have not played them this season, but then they've played Russellville already, and they played Mountain Home already. They beat both of them by 20 plus. So, I mean, Van Buren's not a slouch at all in that 5A West. They've actually come together and put together a lot of great wins. They got Gabe Johnson and Brody Myers, 2 names off the top of my head that are seniors, guys that really play the right way, exemplary attitudes, play really hard. They got a couple of young bucks over there that put things together too, but I don't see them losing for the rest of the season. I think Farmington goes on a 4-game stretch to finish and make it a 17-game win streak to finish the season, to be honest with you. The only loss this season was to Hall by 6 points at a neutral site. So, I mean, we all know how good Hall is as well. So,
yeah, that was surprising to me, but not surprising, because I had a chance to watch Hall at the Rumble on the Ridge. They actually won the Rumble on the Ridge, and just seeing how them guys playing, they can come on at any time. You know what I mean? So don't sleep on Hall. Hey, be on the lookout for Hall and how Hall doing their thing in the 4A.
Definitely agree with that. Couple more 5A teams. We're gonna talk about Marion first, and then get to Benton. So I'm gonna talk about Marion real quick. I know you guys talked a ton about them last week, so I'm just gonna highlight them real quick, and then we're gonna get to Benton. Marion is now 22-4 overall. They play Paragould tomorrow, Batesville Friday, February 24th. Next Tuesday, they play Valley View, and then they've got Greene County Tech the 27th. Tech will be looking for a revenge game after getting beat pretty bad at home by them, but then they got to go to Marion and try to get a win, which I don't really see that happening. I think Tech will go in there and try to put up a fight early, but I think that Marion defense is going to be stifling as always, especially on their home court, with it being the last game of the season, probably be packed out crowd heading into the playoffs. Marion's also on a 13-game win streak. They've only lost to 2 teams in this state.
Which they lost to Little Rock Christian and Who else they lose to? I think they lost to no, they beat Bryant.
Jonesboro, right or no?
Let's see. I wanted to say they lost. I know they lost to Little
They
Rock
beat Brian
Christian.
on the buzzer beater. I remember that.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I tell you right here, they lost to the Providence team, Warren Township, and then that's pretty. Oh,
And they
Central.
all
They
lost.
first
Yeah,
game of the
first game of the
season.
season. Yeah. Came out the gate.
Hey,
You're right.
yeah. See what I'm saying? Central, even Central. Yeah, that's before Clay got hurt, but now Clay
Yeah.
back. So Central,
Before
another
Jade was
team.
even there, he wasn't even transferred to the school yet.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
So
crazy.
yeah,
So we all know Marion, balanced scoring, elite guard play, physicality on defense. They're gonna come out with pressure. They pretty deep. Like I said, it's gonna be tough to beat them. They got these 4 games left, pretty much as everybody does, which I think they'll sweep those as well. They have the chance to finish on a 17-game win streak to end the season out for Coach Sammy Lewis and the Patriots. So good basketball in the 5A, man. Then we got, like I say, talk about another team, Benton. Currently, I think 10 straight wins. I've got 9 written down, but I don't think my notes reflect.
I think
I think they got an extra game in since I last checked on my notes.
I think Ben had took one. Let's see.
Pretty sure they just beat somebody pretty bad at home. Yeah, they beat Pine Bluff at home. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
They surging right now.
They're on 11 game. So excuse me, Benton's on an 11-game win streak right now. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, they're on an 11-game win streak currently. Playing their best basketball since Christmas, is what I have wrote in my notes. Honestly, they lost 2 days after Christmas to Inglewood in the King Cotton Classic, and then. I mean, that was a pretty close battle anyways. That was 66-74. They put up a fight, one of the best teams in the nation with some, 5A dogs. I mean, that ain't nothing to hang your head about. So they, like I say, after that 11-game win streak, got their mind right for the season. Like I say, that's the time you want to click. You ride hot in the March like that. And, I mean, who you can't beat, I don't know.
Yeah, Ben had played a solid schedule, man. They was in the showcase. We had them matched up with Little Rock Christian, and that game right there. It's not what what I say how that game was. I don't think that's who they are now at this point in the season. I think from that time all the way up to now, I think they have grown significantly. I think they're meshing just right at the right time right now. Coach Hendricks, he always coach those guys up round about this time, and I'm telling you, man, if you look at just how those guys been playing over the last few games, you can see the difference. And I mean, see, a lot of people don't get in the team camps and be able to watch them from the team camp all the way to the first beginning of the season, all the way to now. You can see the progression. You can see how they click, and that's the beauty of this thing, man. When you watch and you can just see, just like Parkview, man, they are a totally different team from the team camp, totally different team. You know what I mean? So yeah, I like what I see from Ben, man. Coach, he coached those guys up.
I agree 100%. Like I say, the defense tightened up. They've been winning games by pretty good margins. You know what I'm saying? They got a couple 30s, a couple 20s off versus conference opponents, which, like I say, you just play who's on the schedule. Like I say, one small knock on their resume is that like all the super competitive games they have lost, which are North Little Rock, Bryant, Parkview, and Christian. And so, I mean, like but worthy opponents they've also knocked off, which I mean, obviously smaller conference, still worthy opponents. Mills twice, I think we remember those matchups, and then they beat Hall as well. They beat Hall as well, and so like smaller conference, still worthy opponents. But like I say, beat those guys pretty well. So there's a tit for tat aspect there that like I say, when Benton's playing the right way, when they're clicking, and then who can they not beat? You never know.
Yeah.
So like I say, man, that 5A is stacked. Like that's without naming a bunch of other teams that are already also in this realm of, you know, competing, you know what I'm saying, being some type of contenders towards the end of March or towards the middle you know, of March. And so we talked about Farmington just now, Marion, you got Christian, you got Benton. I mean, you still got sleeper guys like Sheridan and Hot Springs, you know what I'm saying? Like you still got, you know what I'm saying, a bunch of teams out there in the 5A are looking to compete for a championship at the end of the season. Nettleton being one up there in Northeast Arkansas. You got Searcy that's in Central Arkansas. You know, like just got a ton of teams in the 5A that just might show up any night. We ain't even mentioned Maumelle, whose record probably doesn't reflect that young talent who's been able to go out there and mess up some games at times and, you know, knock some people off and challenge some other teams as well. So we'll move on back to 6A basketball. So now this be the bigger portion of kind of what we want to talk about as far as surging teams go for this first segment of the night. Quick pause, quick shout out to anybody out there watching. We do appreciate all the viewers. If you guys are out there watching, drop a comment, let us know what you're thinking. We love every piece of feedback we can get. You know, anything that expands our knowledge or helps us out over here, we definitely appreciate. And so we just want to be able to get you guys involved. We can't do this without you. If you're out there right now, drop a comment, let us know what's going on. Share this, like this, give us some love. Let us know what needs to be happening over here on the Big
Yeah, man. Yeah, put some color in the chat, man. Put some comments in the chat. I mean, it's a conversation, y'all, and I hope a lot of people don't get offended. We can't cover everything. This is something that we just kind of, you know, we put a segment in play and we kind of work off of it. You know what I mean? So don't get offended. I know a lot of people like, man, y'all didn't do this, y'all didn't say that, y'all didn't do this. But listen, this show is gonna go on for a long time. We don't plan on stopping it. So there is days there other episodes where we're gonna dive into those topics. But so just work with us, you know.
Definitely. So moving on to 6A basketball. Like I say, we were talking about North Little Rock. They were surging at the moment. They were on that 5-game win streak, you know, kind of healthy and trending upward. Young guys are growing up. The rotations are kind of stabilizing, and like, you know, coaches are able to figure out everything since all the guys came in from football after December. Obviously we're talking about February now, but just like I say, things are kind of stabilizing over there. They did just lose to Jonesboro though. So they were on a 5-game win streak right before that. Rogers picked up 3 huge conference wins, and I think in, like we were talking about earlier, this was a conversation me and Nigel had earlier today, just warming up, you know, saying before we got on, like the Northwest side, like I say, the 6A West, it reminds you of like the Western Conference in the NBA almost. Not like just crazy stars and talent and blah blah blah, right? But just like how it's literally like everybody's like a half a game behind, like 1 point, you know what I'm saying, 1 game behind, a game and a half behind.
7-4, 7-4, 7-5.
Yeah, so like it's 4
right
teams splitting like that down the middle. So on any given night, you never really know what to expect or who gonna beat who. And that's, I think, will be the scary part when it comes to having like a playoff conversation for them.
So you know, the Rogers team, and they're one of my dark horses. I'm telling you. A lot of people don't know about Rogers, or they haven't been paying attention to Rogers, but you might want to peep and look and see what Rogers doing at this point in time. I know they just played Fayetteville. They had a good game against Fayetteville, and I think they knocked Fayetteville off. So they hovering around. And trust me, when I say this, they can shoot the cover off the ball. So if you're not getting up on those guys and you leaving them open, they can knock down the 3 ball straight up. They can shoot the cover off the ball.
And I'm talking about everybody, guys coming out the bench, like third person out the bench, come out the tray ball.
Oh yeah, so, no doubt.
And so that's what I was getting into. So you kind of said it right there for me. They picked up 4 huge conference wins since the 4th. So like just in the past 2 weeks, right? They beat Northside, Springdale, Bentonville West, and then Fayetteville on the 13th. And so like that's one of the strongest resumes in the 6A period, not just the West, but for sure in the 6A West, to put on that type of streak right there. Meanwhile, you know what I'm saying, all of those guys in that same span have also like won one or two, lost one or two. You know what I'm saying? While they put on the actual 4-game solid stretch was pretty impressive to see. And then that flows right into some more guys that you've been talking about, like literally since team camp, since the beginning of the season, that Coach Deffenbaugh told us about, and they kind of just gave it away right there. But Harbor, man, I mean, they knocked out Fayetteville and Bentonville West as well. They're playing with confidence. They play physical in aspects, you know what I'm saying? I think more in a transition game where they get a little physical, they like to mix it up on defense and kind of throw a body or two at you, and then they play with a nice little tempo and pace, and they shoot the ball really well, just like you said, kind of like Rogers. I think that 6A West has that. They have that pace and that space game, like where it really mirrors. Each team kind of mirrors and matches, man. I don't know. That's kind of scary when you're talking about that over there. Like it's a absolutely jam-packed, like 5 or 6 teams with legitimate chances to kind of put on a swing, you know, win these next 2 or 3 games and change the whole playoff outlook. Like each team, there's maybe 5 teams literally in just the 6A West. Like we talking about the whole conference almost. Man, that's great basketball though. Like that's a wonderful thing to see, man.
That's what you want, man. That's what you want. You want that type of play right there. You don't want it to be one-sided. You want everybody to be in the mix to where it makes for a good atmosphere. You know, hey, this matchup it means something. This game means something. That game means something. You don't want to just where it can just be one-sided, because those guys been winning and beating each other all year long. So I'm just looking forward to see how this 6A is gonna pan out.
Like I said, that's super impactful. That's like, you know, these last 3 or 4 games could be potentially the best games of the season and already bring that pre-playoff atmosphere, which for them in the 6A West kind of gives them an advantage over some of the teams on the other side of that conference in the Central. You know what I'm saying? The rest of the 6A where it's a little more separated, you kind of got, you know, your dogs at the top, Brian sitting there chilling, like they kind of gonna cruise into that one spot for real, and I really, you know what I'm saying, things like that. But on the other side, them dudes is already in playoff mode almost.
That's what I'm talking about.
So like riding that wave, it makes it scary when now we meet y'all on the other side of the bracket. Y'all the 4th seed, kind of just been cruising in the 4th seed all season. Then y'all meet, hold on now. And so, yeah, that's going to be crazy. Every game from here, you know what I'm saying, it's like a seeding swing.
I like what I see. But, you know, Springdale, when I saw Springdale off in the Hurricane Classic, I saw them play, and I was like, okay, I know they down a little bit. They lost Sealy and all of them, so they lost a lot. And then, you know, I heard they was up in they played Bentonville West, which is Bentonville West is a team that they came to the showcase. They did what they do, you know, and they won. Coach Trent and those guys kind of got out of there and you know, set the stage going forward. But then I seen Springdale had played them, and Springdale got one on them. So I'm wondering, like, what's up? You know, what's up with Springdale? Am I overlooking something, or is that just something that kind of, you know, where guys kind of took a day off? What you think?
I mean, I told you, like, Springdale is one of those teams that's right there in that mix. They're in that same competitive, you know what I'm saying, region where they're at a 500 team, and then in conference, I think they're like 7-5, like they're 7-6, like we were saying. So they're same exact record as Rogers. Rogers is 7-6, they're 7-6. Bentonville 7-5, Bentonville West 7-5. They're all a half a game apart, and then, like I say, they all just play or do have to play each other, like before the season even ends, to see who ends up where. So that's the beauty of it all over there, for real. I don't think necessarily it was like an alarming game, because when you look at the total record on the season, it gives you a little bit better picture. Rogers is sitting at 19-9, while Springdale sitting at 15-3. I mean 15-13, excuse me. So I know early on, Springdale was trying to find the pieces to click. A couple of young guys had to come in and step up. Orion led too. He's came in a big way, holding down the impact at the rim, kind of anchoring the defense, being able to rebound, communicating, kind of on that back line. Like you just said, Taven Bledsoe stepped up in a big way. They've got a nice little mix of young guards that kind of come in and give you different looks from game to game, and that's kind of hard to scout as an opposing coach. And so, like, some of those things kind of have worked well in their favor, and I think this is one of those games where it worked well in their favor. They kind of rolled the hot hand. They had just beat Northside a couple of days before that. on a close game towards the end as well. And so I think that just was something, not like it was a fluke at all. I think, like I said, you're just clicking at the right time. Anybody gonna win over there, and they're one of the teams that they kind of showed up and did it.
Right on.
Definitely. And then more guys in the 6A. To the other side of the bracket, excuse me, I'm trying to get my thoughts together here. Central has been one of the teams that are, I guess we can, so we'll merge this segment here, right? We're still talking 6A basketball, right? But what we're going to kind of put the spin on is teams that look better than their records. So there are some teams that honestly, like they look decent, they look good on paper, especially like when you look down the roster and you look at the record, but like, how? Like, there's no way they're barely over 500. And so we want to dive into some of those teams that are right there in that realm. And I think Central is the perfect example of that. Little Rock Central is trying to get to their record so I don't state it off wrong here because
why you finding that? So Central one of those teams. I know they suffered with some injuries. You know, they had a few setbacks. You know, you had a few things, a few pieces added. So I think with Central, with you looking at them early, especially in team camp, how they were playing team camp. I mean, they was playing pretty good in team camp to me. And then, you know, they come out the door, knocked off Marion, you know, first game, boom. You know, they set the tempo. So I was looking like, okay, well, Central, they can be one of those teams that can, if they playing well, they can make it deep into the bracket. And if not, might be one of the ones that if they're playing their best ball, could be right there at the end. So Central, man, they're one of those teams. Like I told you, if you look at their record, their record is not who they are. You know what I mean? It's just like their Rogers team. Central, their record is not who they are. And if you look at some of their losses and some of their wins, you can see they just need to piece it together, find a way where they can just gel at one moment and put it together.
So it says 9-12. They're 9-12 right now. They got a couple games that were canceled. Obviously, we know there was some turmoil at a few games earlier during the season where they got canceled. And then I think snow might have impacted a game that was out of state, it looks like. Mm-hmm. But then, like I say, like you just kind of summed it all the way up. It's exactly kind of why we have this segment created, is because there's another thing like we were talking about deep with juniors. 2027 class over there is super stacked. The 28 class over there is pretty good. The 29 class over there is pretty good. We know Central is one of the teams that really doesn't have to rebuild. They just reload every year. That's a beautiful thing to see for them. But is it enough this year is the question. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it enough right now? Is it all clicking in the right places? Are they going to be able to put it together within these next couple of weeks, riding that wave to go to Hot Springs? Mm-hmm. And when you look at the schedule, when you look at the stuff on paper, it leads you to say no. When you show up in the gym and you watch them with your own two eyes, it leads you to say, man, it's tough depending on what matchup they get, who they end up seeing. I don't think they can stick with them. And there's certain aspects of the game, like you say, their athleticism. If they got a matchup that really can't stick with them from an athleticism standpoint, I think they'll blow them out the water. You know what I'm saying? You get a team that can't stick with them from a conditioning and depth standpoint, they'll probably blow them out the water too. But you get a team that can shoot that thing and run with them, they might be in some trouble. You get a team that can lock them up, place a full court pressure, make them sub in and out, make them not getting good rotation on the night, make guys not be able to get in rhythm, they might be in trouble. So you got like, you know what I'm saying, both sides of the ball with them, man. So I don't know what you think.
I think those guys just need to find their rhythm, play within the team concept. You know, I know a lot of guys when around about this time, they, especially if they done been the chemistry is not, you know, all the way there yet. I feel like if they can just play within themselves and do what they do, they can be a tough team to beat. You know, they can make a run. So they just got to figure it out. You know, whatever they're going through, whatever injuries that they setbacks that they're going through, I think they need to rally right now, rally around the coach, rally around themselves, the leadership of their team, and do what they did the first beginning of the season, and just mirror that, you know, and just try to ride that way to the end. So that's what I feel like they need to do.
I agree. And then we're talking about obviously like the name of the episode today is like Hidden Gems, and they've got a couple of themselves over there in seniors, Clay Blair and Jaden Slaughter, who are, I don't know if you say hidden to the city of Little Rock. I think everybody here pretty much knows their name as household names. Quite a few people in the state, as far as basketball heads and coaches, know their names and their faces.
Yeah.
But they're, you know, unsigned seniors looking for a home next year, bro. And I know they're two players that are very capable of playing whatever level, you know what I'm saying, that coaches may see fit. I don't want to kind of put a ceiling on them, but I think that they're both very, very capable of going to that next level and playing for a very, you know what I'm saying, solid career. So I love to see them kind of being able to be on the same team and where the game is so complementary. Clay is a great shooter and a great passer. Jade's a great, you know, athlete and floor runner. And so that kind of, you know what I'm saying, helps complement each other when you got somebody that can get to the middle and get a kick out to a shooter, and then you got a shooter that can also get to the middle himself and then find a cutter on the back door or get it out and transition up ahead and find somebody running the floor. So good complementary basketball between those two hidden gems, so to say, as far as the recruiting world goes on national rankings and sites and statuses go. Moving on, more 6A basketball. Fayetteville. Those Purple Dogs, man. Purple Dogs. Clicking right now. Obviously, we just said they did take a considerable loss coming up. I mean, just recently. My bad. Trying to click over here. They did just take that loss on Friday.
Yeah, they took the loss on Friday. Like I said, Rogers, but you got to know one thing about Coach Stamps, and you know he's been here before, and I think he's going to rally that team around the leadership and kind of get them guys back on track. DJ Hudson been having a phenomenal year, man. I mean, just seeing his growth just over the years, man, he really has come alive this season. So I feel like that team, if they can rally around that leadership and, you know, get into what they do around this time. I know Coach Stamps, I had talked to him early in the season. He was telling me how he was like, well, you know, things right now is not where we want them, but we'll be fine, you know. And that, I think, just him saying that, you know, not panicking, but just knowing where his team need to be, and he know that they're not where they're supposed to be right now, but being able to just recognize that and get those guys to believe. Hey, they was on like an 8-9 game winning streak.
It might have even made it to 10, bro.
So that right there let you know, that team is dangerous, man. And if they put it together, hey, just be looking for that team.
It made it to 10.
It was 10. So 10-game winning streak. You know, that don't just come by luck. You know what I mean? That's by design, and that's by them guys playing together and you know, playing some good basketball. So Fayetteville, just watch how this 6A thing pan out, man. I'm telling you, 6A is one of those classifications that it's gonna be up in the air, dog.
Like, I don't think any game over there you could really call an upset, because it's like, well, I mean, how? Like, they already beat them once this season. They beat them here. They beat them here. They beat, you know what I'm saying? It's like, really is gonna be an upset. It's gonna be just crazy. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's a lot of games where you can say, hey, this is a important game, so to speak. We need this game.
They also got a little hidden gem over there, two-sport athlete Kenyon Johnson, man. Kenyon is a dog on the field, man, on the gridiron too, man. Like,
oh yeah,
he gets after it, bro. He's just a well-coached athlete, bro. Condition, goes hard. He understands what hard coaching is. He understands, you know, discipline, what it takes to be a real athlete. So good looks for that kid right there. He ended up on somebody's program, whether it's on the basketball or the football side. No lie.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Oh yeah, man. Kenyon Johnson. I remember they didn't have him in the matchup showcase.
He was playing football.
He was still playing football. So I was really looking forward to seeing him come and play.
You know who's able to step up in a big way for them though, and I noticed was Byron Daniels Jr., the sophomore. The sophomore.
Oh,
he's been on the tier all season as well. He's really coming to his own, and then followed by, you know, Mitch Kirkland, which I know a lot of people here in this state know as well. Another 2028 sophomore. Very, very dangerous, kind of, you know, build with the skill set that he has, so he could develop some more and become something special too. But DJ Hudson is that man over there, man. DJ is on an incredible tear. Like, been on a run this season, bro. Just game after game after game, consistency, bro. Model of dog, you know what I'm saying? Dirty work, energy, hustle, communication, you feel me? All of the intangibles plus the skill set, you know what I'm saying? The physicality, the finishes inside, outside, the ability to run the court, the ability to get the rebound and push the break on his own. You know what I'm saying? The real three, you know what I'm saying? Real true small forward presence that he brings, like really fits that next level style of basketball. I can see him playing at a high level for sure. I think his decision is his decision right now. I think there's a zillion colleges he could have committed to already. And I think he's just kind of focusing and seeing what really pans out and who has his, his best interest in play.
So, just keeping on with that 6A hidden gems, you got Devin Fleming. Hey,
yeah.
that kid, baller.
Over there, Rogers.
Yeah, over there, Rogers. And Chris.
Followed by Gus Kraut. You got Gus Kraut over there, Rogers.
Oh yeah, man. Hidden gems all up in there. I mean, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of them don't hear too much about them, but I'll tell you, that's why I like to get away from Central Arkansas at times and just go to Northeast Arkansas. Try to get up the Northwest or watch some teams from the Northwest or watch some of these smaller schools, smaller classifications, because there's hidden gems all down through Arkansas basketball, man. And that's why a lot of coaches come here and they looking for players. That's why per capita, Arkansas has some of the best talent that's being pushed out. Per capita, Arkansas has some of the best talent that's being pushed out.
Those are real facts. It's not an opinion, everybody. If
no,
you listen,
that's facts.
I'm pretty sure a couple people that's tapped in know that, but those are true facts. Yeah.
And coaches coming in now, they coming in.
They're starting to show at the highest level. Yeah, it's starting to show at the highest level. Like, it's number 9.
Yeah. But you of course you got the portal and all that you're competing with now. But that's why I tell these kids, man, if you got somebody that's recruiting you and they want to invest in you, it's a good time to go ahead and commit those that don't sit up and wait talking about, well, I'm looking for a D1 offer come through. Hey, listen, I want y'all to understand one thing. This portal thing is for real. Okay, so if you got some people that's believing in you, you need to go ahead and consider what your options are. Don't look at because it's JUCO or you got a D2 NAIA. Don't look at that type of stuff, man. I mean, you're looking to go play basketball and get to the next level. You think community college? You think you're sleeping on community colleges and all that? It's some guys that's in community college and in JUCO that will bust you up straight up. And there's some good basketball in JUCO and community in those community colleges. I'm telling you.
And I think even more, what I think a lot of people sleep on is at that level as a coach, you're not in it for the money. So like, you're really in it for the care. You in it because I love basketball. I love teaching the game. I love the kids. You know what I'm saying? So you're in it for the right reasons at that level, for real. And so when you find those type of coaches that really are invested in you, like, go jump on that, please. And I try to get kids to understand that all the time. Like, attack it. Don't even wait on it. Like, if something better comes along, you can always kind of just have those conversations then.
Yeah.
But if nothing better comes along, then you have everything sealed in front of you, man, for something that really, you know what I'm saying, is meaningful. So
that's right.
You got to take it serious. You got to be able to make, you know what I'm saying, tough decisions on your own or with the help of your family. And it's not easy, but I definitely get the, you know what I'm saying, the toughness of it. But you got to be able to sit down and decipher those tough decisions. You got to
be and I'm saying all this because those coaches are in Arkansas recruiting. They recruiting in Arkansas, but don't let that that time and that wave slip past you because you're looking to land this and land that when there is good basketball and good opportunities here at the moment. So I just wanted to put that out there because I done had a lot of coaches, man, just be like, I holler at them, but they said that they're not looking for JUCO. And I get it, but if you're not looking for JUCO, but guess what? That JUCO gonna find the next, and then that person get the opportunity, and you miss out on yours. So don't miss your opportunity because they are in Arkansas recruiting the gems straight up.
I don't think it's talked about enough too to some of these kids that, you know, these relationships grow and build and there's pipeline, so to speak, right? So like
Yeah,
maybe this coach does want you, and maybe this coach is probably in waiting for a job at somewhere bigger and better next year. You know what I'm saying? He just recruited you because that's where he at this year, but he could take you along to where he's going. And so
yeah,
it's like if you shoot yourself in the foot now, you know, he ain't looking back at you later when you get to where he's going, when you try to jump back on this bandwagon, you try to
hey,
get on this train. Oh, coach,
hey,
remember me? Like
straight
it's
up,
I'm
straight
off you
up.
now. So don't
Yeah,
shoot yourself in the foot, kids, either.
but
Before
just
we
stay
get
on
too
track.
far ahead talking about these hidden gems, we're gonna reel it back in and talk about some of these matchups that are coming up next week, and then we'll get back into some hidden gems. And we can kind of, like I say, tag like we have been. If
Yeah.
hidden gems come up in the teams that we're talking about, we can get to them because we do have that specific kind of ideal mindset of who we want to talk about when it comes to some of these hidden gems. But
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna get into some of these matchups that we're looking to see. Of course, we've already talked about a few. Some of the teams we haven't talked about are like Nettleton, who's got TJ Whitney coming back off of injury. So he's back now. He's ready to go. And so that'll be really, really good for him to get these couple games back up under his belt.
Oh, he
Nettleton's
back?
been on. Yeah, he's back.
He
He's
back?
back. He's back. Yeah, he's fully
Okay,
healthy. So
that's
he's
good
back.
for him. Good for him.
He'll be playing for sure tomorrow. They play Batesville tomorrow at home. It's a
Mm-hmm.
conference game. Batesville 7-17 on the season, so Nettleton be looking back to come in and, you know, get their stride back in a pretty good game where he can get a lot of run and, you know what I'm saying, get his win back right up under him.
Yeah.
Some stuff we don't really talk about too often. You got Star City down there. They're at 19-7. They've been kind of making a sting in the 4A conference. And 4A is going to be real rough this year. If you really don't watch or pay attention to the 4A, you kind of don't know until like who's in the championship, and then you might watch or you might not. But the 4A is probably the most slept on conference in the entire state.
Yeah, yeah. It's because you got teams like Shiloh Christian, Berryville, Blytheville, Brooklyn, Pottsville, Morton, Robinson, Pulaski Academy, East End, Mills, Hall, Magnolia. You got all those teams right there, man. That's
Like
in the
over
4A.
half of those teams can go toe to toe with a lot of 5A teams and probably
Yeah,
some 6A teams. Like, and we've
yeah,
seen it, you know what I'm saying? So
straight
I
up.
think 4A, as far as even media coverage, bro, like it's they're probably the most like underprivileged, like some of the underprivileged schools. Like they don't even have streams at some of these schools, and like 3A and 1A schools will. And so I don't know. It's like 2A. I see a lot of 1A stuff. 1A is doing a lot better at, you know, promoting these brands in these schools, man. It's, I don't know, maybe it might be the number of schools that are in each conference that probably obviously plays a big part in it.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know. 4A basketball is super slept on, man. So be some good games in 4A basketball. Other matchups that kind of have implications. You know any matchups that got any implications you want to run down?
I was looking at a couple, and
I
let me
know
see.
East End and Hall play, but I mean, we've seen them play already this season, and Hall's kind of swept that matchup so far.
Yeah,
Southwest plays Central, which Southwest is kind of one of those sleeper teams as well. Like you show up on the wrong night, you miss a couple shots, and they'll hit a couple shots and they'll beat you. They sitting at 500 right now. So, like I say, on paper,
That Jonesboro Conway game, that's gonna
that'd
be a
be
good one.
a good
Yeah,
swing game as far as
yeah, it's gonna be
standings.
a
I
good
for
one.
sure agree. You got
That
the match
Rogers
North Little Rock and Bryant.
huh?
North Little Rock and Bryant.
Oh yeah. Oh, how could we forget about that one? You know, that's another Little Rock Christian Parkview type atmosphere, man. That's about to be jumping. So that's gonna be a good one. And North Little Rock, I feel like that team right there, they've been on the verge of, you know, they got to string together some good wins, you know, and stay consistent. But I'm pretty sure, man, if they can find a rhythm and just ride that wave, man, North Little Rock with Elijah Bryan, you know, and a couple more of those guys that's been, you know, very key pieces to that offense, man. I just want to just see them string together like a 6, 7, 8 game winning streak. But I know it's at the end. It's at the end now. So they just gotta be consistent in these last few games if they
And
want
that's
to
what
just
I was just gonna say. Like, at least if you can show some type of model of consistency, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
what's gonna be your meter? Like, what's gonna be your measure? Because you got Bryant back to back and then Cabot. So it's
I
like
know.
you Is it like, are we gonna go in here and we gonna at least get one of these wins? Because we kind of is gonna be crazy to try to say we're just gonna go in there and get back to back. We, like I say, we gonna think optimistically, right? Obviously in the
Yeah,
locker room, but
because I'm not gonna lie, when they beat Little Rock Christian in the showcase, everybody was like, okay, they sent the message. Okay, it's a strong message they sent. Okay, but then right after that, okay, you see it them take a loss here and they take a loss there, and you're like, okay, so where is that North Little Rock that beat Little Rock Christian that night? Where that team at? But it's there. You know what I mean? So that's why I say I want to see them be consistent. And I've been looking for them to be consistent more throughout the year,
I
Um,
agree.
but when you watch them play, you they can be in any game, in any game. So I think when they go against Bryant, they're gonna need to show that grit. They're gonna need to bring that Little Rock Christian game back out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They're gonna need to
At
bring
least,
that
like I
Little Rock
say, at
Christian
least
game out.
if you think you're gonna get one of them games, you're gonna have to come playing like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I want to see them string these last few games together and just see how they can ride that wave towards the end. I'm curious. That Jonesboro Conway, that's gonna be a good one, man. KJ and them, um, playing the Fire Heart Red Jonesboro. That's gonna they better
Jonesboro, that's a
bring
get
that.
back game for Jonesboro, man. They got whacked by him in the Conway Classic when we was there.
That's what
So
I'm saying. So that this is gonna be another game where Swift got it on his mind. Them boys fired up and ready to go in that class. So um, I think that's gonna be one of those games. I like them get back games, man. I really do. I like them games to where because now this team got a chip on their shoulder and
right.
they're gonna play just that much harder just to get their win. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see everything. So I like those get back games.
Man, another matchup that's got a couple hidden gems in it, since we on the subject and kind of just talking matchups and hidden gems at the moment before we finally segue into the main segment of the night here in about 3 minutes. Morrison and Robinson, bro. Like, you got Caleb Burns over there, Robinson, who's hit some big crazy shots this season, has some great offensive output. If you ever seen him play, his game is predicated on, hitting jumpers and getting in the wind and kind of making plays, playmakers, things like that are kind of go to his nature. And then you got on the other side UCA commit from Morton, Isaiah Templeton. You got Ty Wright, who's a hell of a player over there as well. You got some guys on the court. Put those two together and kind of clash off and have a good matchup.
Yeah,
they're both sitting with 19 wins. Morton has 7 losses. Robinson has 9 losses. So only just like I said, a 2-game split right there. Those probably have more playoff, implications than people realize too. Games like that, and I'm pretty sure there's more of a rivalry, being that just a trip right down the highway, not too far away. These guys probably know each other pretty well, and so it's a little fuel right there for a really high impact game. Outside of that, we got Valonia and Parkview, which is not going to be a crazy, impactful game. It's not going to be like, oh my God, jump off the charts. But Valonia has put some close games in with the teams where you never thought they was going to be in the gym with them this year. And so if Parkview come out and be like, oh, we got this game in the bag, Valonia got a chance to stay around and stick in it. Don't think they have a real chance of winning that game, though, just after putting it out there. Valonia's got a sleeper over there as well, Jackson Hollis. He's a 2027. He's a junior. You'll be hearing a lot about for sure. He plays really, really well. And then Fayetteville and Bentonville West. I think we kind of tipped on that just a minute ago. I think that'll probably be a really impactful matchup. All of these games are tomorrow too, by the way, that we're talking about. So really impactful basketball coming your way tomorrow night. Games that obviously, have implications and have things that could shake up the playoffs. Like I said, we want to get into some matchups that was going to potentially shake up the state, so to speak, and so to speak with the playoffs for sure. So I think some of those matchups have the obvious chance of doing that. You guys let us know what you think in the comments when you go back and check this out. Talk to us. Let us know. Drop a comment below. Get things rolling. Tell us who we need to be watching over these next 2 weeks and seeing what breakout performers we can look for. Who was riding a hot hand into the playoffs? Who's looking to take over a spot in Hot Springs? You know, who's looking to compete and get out of those, even those district games and those regional games, man. You got to keep us on tap. Y'all got to keep us on point. So get in here, drop a comment, give us some feedback. Shoot us an inbox or a DM, bro. All of my stuff is always open at Vortex Sports Arkansas. I'm pretty sure you guys know that. Man, keep me posted, y'all. Keep me posted.
So, you know, and I want to always make sure I say this, you know, guys, we only just two people that's we have an opinion on these things. So don't take anything personal. Please don't, because what I see you might not see, and you know what he see that and you might not agree with, but just understand that these are conversations that we have all the time and other people have. So you know, just get in here and speak your truth. I mean, get in here and put your comments in the chat. That's the only way we can have this conversation. You know, whatever we see, we can talk about it. You know, I know we have some unsigned seniors that we wanted to tap in on, Vic. You know,
yeah, definitely. So that really gets us right to the segment. Perfect segue for that. I mean, these kids right here are impact players. Like they jump off the charts almost, like, so to speak, when you really get down to it, when you look at it. You have guys from every corner of the state, right? Who coaches, like every kid on here has been in a conversation with me and the coach personally. And I didn't even make this list at all. I did not make this list, right? I didn't make this graphic, none of that. I didn't even know this was being made until I saw it presented to be on this show, right?
Right.
And I had a conversation about every single kid on this list with a college coach myself personally. This is no exaggeration, no lie at all. Every single kid on this list.
And let's say this real quick, Vic. This graphic right here, this is not the entire list. Let's make that clear. These just the graphic that someone made for us, and they put this together. But we have a list compiled, and even if your player or someone is not on there, put them in the chat. Put them
Please.
in the chat. This the only way we're going to be able to get this visual, you know, and get this out to everybody, get this exposure going, shed some light on these kids. This is the only way we're going to be able to do it. I can't be everywhere. Vic can't be everywhere. We only can just do what we can. So it's going to take a village. You know, it take a village. So if you know someone, put them in the chat, put them up under the post, shed some light on this thing. But we're going to go down a list of who we know so far, and who are some of these guys that that's really been kind of pushing the envelope, so to speak.
Definitely. You can take it away with this list right here. I'm gonna get some other names pulled up over here real quick. We can start off. I mean, we already talked about Clay a little bit, right? So we could just start off with Clay. And when I was saying I've had conversations about these guys with coaches, like, you know, a coach or two will reach out to me and ask me, hey, do you know this guy? Do you know anything about him? Blah, 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 et cetera, right? And so just honestly interest questions, you know, what are they like? Where are they at? Do you know how I can get in contact with a coach or something? Blah, blah, blah. You know how I can pass along any type of information. You have a link to some film. You have this, that, and the third. So that just goes to speak, right? And so all that does is confirm that all these guys right here are clearly talented enough to play at that level, right? Especially with a lot of the guys that are about to be spoken on. And so we just want to throw that out there. It's like, especially me, for myself and what I do as a scout and a writer, I don't I think I tell kids this all the time, like, I don't go watch the game and look for like who's scoring 30. I look for who has intangibles, who has the skill set to play at the next level, who's built, who's strong enough, who's athletic enough, whose skill set is probably going to translate, who could develop and grow, like trajectory rates, progression rates, stats I kind of pay attention to from like season to season. Did you jump from being like a 6 point per game guy to like a 16 point per game guy from your junior to your senior year because the seniors before you left and certain things like that kind of affect things. But more than anything, all the way at the top of it is college coaches confirm what I already think. I start seeing these guys, especially every guy on this list I scouted when they were a sophomore. Every guy on this list I've seen since they were a sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
And so in my mind, like me talking about them or writing about them as prospects in the future, and then when we get to the future, obviously now down the line, we're 2-3 years later, and college coaches are hitting me about them, or I'm hearing their name in college coach conversations, or I'm seeing them getting offers, or I'm seeing them getting, or committing somewhere, it only furthers the thought that, okay, maybe I do, maybe just trust what I say a little bit. Maybe this guy knows what he's talking about. And so we can dive in. I'm gonna let you, like I say, take off. I know you're over there kind of getting your stuff together. I'm gonna let you take off. Go ahead and dive in. You can start with Clay and then just and go across.
So let me pull up the graphics so a little bit more. It's hard for me to see on this screen. Give me 1 second here.
You good? I know you got, like I said, you got Clay first, and we already kind of hit on him and his game and his aspect of what he brings. He came back off the injury. Clearly, obviously, there says 5'9" point guard. To me, his translatable skill that is going to match at the next level is being able to shoot the ball. Like I heard Jeff Teague say this the other day, and he put it really well. Is like when you're looking at a kid or you're looking at translatable skill, right? As far as scouting aspect, you look at what are their superpowers or what is their superpower. Like what is their one or two things that right now today, if they go play like with guys at the next level, how could they possibly contribute without what has to develop or what could get better or what do you see flashes of? What do you see consistently that matches that level of play? And for Clay Blair, it's his ability to shoot the ball, the range, the consistency.
Yeah, there we go.
All of the above, you know what I'm saying? So
yes, yeah, man. Clay, he had that injury early. I hate that that injury happened to him, man, because he come out on fire, man. He was really doing this thing early. I feel like once he got that injury, that team kind of, they lost a major piece. But when he came back, you can see just how he impacts that team, and that's just the type of player Clay is. He's an impact player. Defensively, he's gonna get your best player. Gonna be all up on him, straight up. He loved to play defense. So a player like that, you always want to see something good happen for him because defense is always a choice. It's an effort thing. You either want to play it or you don't. 100%. Some people try to say they energy for offense, but you take you find a kid that play defense and offense, and you got something special. And I think he's one of those kids that he relish in that role. So most definitely,
I agree with everything you said right there. Like I say, I think his super translatable skill is definitely a fact that he can knock that three ball down. He can shoot that.
Oh yeah.
Moving along to Sky Davenport, we're not gonna hit on everybody just like super long. Obviously, we got a ton of kids to talk about, so we're gonna kind of just pick over. Pick over some of their things and keep it moving. Sky Davenport, man, if you have not seen Sky play, he's electrifying. Coaches have tapped in, like I say, obviously about him to me and conversations, different parts of the world at that. And so that's one of the things that you immediately notice in different realms. It's like it's not just in-state recruiting. It's some guys in different areas looking at that. So when you get like a point guard that's in that 6'2", 6'3" range, like my comparison, and it's maybe it's cliche and maybe it's not, maybe it's more true, but it's Mac McClung. Like it's crazy to even say, like I was a Mac McClung fan when he was in high school. I actually lived in North Carolina at the time where he played. But I see him as a Mac, like not only just from the jumping ability, but the way he creates space off the bounce, to get his own shot off, the high release on the shot, like just some of the similar aspects exactly in the game. And then, if you even look at the picture right there, bro, like he take care of his body, bro, be in the gym. Like he's swole. He'll look compact, 6'2", the shoulders out there. The biceps look real nice. The legs are nice and strong and thick. He gets off the ground. Like I say, it's a complete package of athleticism right there. And then the fact that he creates space, he makes shots off the dribble at a crazy rate. Tough shot taker, tough shot maker. Very good things right there to say about Sky Davenport.
Yeah, I saw Sky, man, back when he was playing with Harbor, and he was at the team camp, and just his athleticism was one of the first things that jumped out to me because I didn't think that he was gonna get up and do what he did. But once I seen him get up and punch it, I was like, okay, what we doing here? But then I seen him shoot it, and I said, hold up. Now, hold on. That's something different. Now you get you got two of those things that's going for you. Well, let me see you on defense. You know what I mean? Because I'm a defensive guy, man. You can, if you can, I'm a big believer. You can hold defense. There's always a spot for you on the college roster, especially if you relish in it. But I saw him shoot the ball very well. This year actually, and you're just watching him play with Heritage. I been watching his highlights, and I haven't had a chance to get up and just watch a full game with my eyes on them, but just being able to check some film. See, I haven't got up there to watch them, but
I was in Brooklyn. My bad. I was in Brooklyn watching. I was under the goal baseline, bro. He caught the ball, took off baseline. I'm talking about a body. When I say a body, I'm talking about like buddy in the air, boom, boom, smack the ground, like a body, a real body. Like,
see, that's what I'm telling you. That's why I was saying. And when I first saw that was last. Let me see. Yeah, that was last year when I saw him play when he did it at the team camp, and it wasn't. Let me see. Was it last year? It was year 4 last. That was year 4 last. When I saw him do that, and I was impressed. Dog, I'm telling you, it was one of them things that I didn't even believe what I saw until he did it. But he can fool you, so I can see why he caught that body. Yeah, but just to go on, let me move past Sky, because if you haven't had a chance to watch Sky, go look at some of his highlights. You'll see what we're talking about. Darius Fouts, another kid I've been watching, man, from when he was in 6th, 7th, 8th grade all the way on up, and I can just see how Darius, how his game done translated, even back when last year when they was playing at Greene County Tech. Just seeing how he stepped up in the regionals, even this year, he's one of those guys. He another one that loves defense and loves to take on your best player. He got a chip on his shoulder. So all these guys are flying under the radar, and they unsigned seniors. But coaches, this list we giving y'all, you might want to tap in. You might want to tap in, because we telling you these guys are gems. They're really gems. And if you look, I mean, whether it's JUCO, D2, D1, you might want to tap in on this segment and look what we're saying, or listen what we're saying. Just look on the screen and listen to the names that we say, and write them down, because these are gems. So get in here and recruit Arkansas, man, and listen to this unsigned senior list that we putting out here.
I definitely, like I say, I second that, man. Every kid that we speak on is gold, you know what I'm saying, in the rough. Like it's a diamond in the rough. It's sitting right there waiting on somebody to come and scoop it up. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting there looking at you. And there's so many more. I'm gonna switch off real quick before we get to our last guard on the top of that list, and give us one that's not on the top of this list right here in this picture, who fits in really well with like just all of what we're talking about as far as the athleticism, the speed, the game style, the ability, you know what I'm saying, get out, shoot the ball. Christian Williams down in Barton, man. Bray.
Oh, man. Bray, yes.
Good Lord. Good Lord.
Bray not on here, man, but he was on my list that I was going to say something about. Bray, man. Look.
He fits in perfectly. If you're talking about like Scott Davenport and that athleticism, you talking about Darius and that type of speed, you know what I'm saying, to put with it. And that type of build, that type of mindset, that type of grit and hustle, and you combine those two, that's who you have is a Christian Williams, man. So another great kid that's not mentioned on this list, whose recruiting is kind of picking up behind closed doors, but I think a lot more people should be mentioning their name on the forefront. Christian Williams, down in Martin.
I'm gonna tell you one more. Jamarius Morris from Forest City, man. Listen, nobody talks about this kid. Nobody. I try to push his content much as I can. I done shot them around these coaches, and I'm telling you, this kid night in and night out I think he averaging probably about 20 plus 25 or something like
20
that.
20 plus easy. There's no way it's under 20 points.
He putting up 23, 24, 25, 40, 30, 30, 28. I mean, you look at his stat line and the kid is consistently showing up. I mean,
in the 5A.
in the 5A, and I know he's not the tallest guard, but I'm telling you, he's one of the toughest guards. His heart, and his ability to control the offense and man impact the game is next level. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to convince these colleges besides me just pounding these kids to them and instead of keeping them on the radar. I can't make the pull the trigger, but once he's one of those kids that if you don't pull the trigger on him, somebody else gonna pull the trigger on him and he's gonna be putting up 25, 20, 30 up on you.
And you know, the conversation we was having earlier, it brings me to another kind of comparison that a lot of Central Arkansas people would know. And I think we was having this conversation earlier, just saying like, if he played more in Central Arkansas or against those type of teams, or if he played for a school here, he probably would be on a bigger type of radar.
Oh,
but he reminds me of IJ Reddy. You remember IJ?
Yes, sir.
You remind me of IJ. I mean, not like necessarily exactly like type of game style, but just, you know, overall impact, small guard. They could do, you know what I'm saying, whatever you wanted to with the thing in his hand.
Justice Hill. You know what I'm saying? Come on, dog. Yeah. I'm talking about just athletic like that and just cat quick off the. I mean, the kid can finish through contract. He shoot the ball well. I mean, I'm telling you, man, y'all need to go and if you don't know who I'm talking about, just go and down my page a little bit. You'll see he always tag me in some of his stuff. He keep me up on what he's doing, so I try to always keep him in the mix whenever I see it. You know, if I ever see the notification or whatever, I hurry up and retweet it because I know this kid needs some eyes on him. You know, and I'm gonna do everything I can by keep shopping them around. But that's just something that's not on the list. You know,
right on. We'll get back to a couple more that's not on the list. We're gonna continue with the list right now. We're gonna go over to Parkview's own Aiden Hansberry. Man, Aiden has been on tear. We kind of hit on that earlier as well. He's been lighting it up this season alongside Jacob Lanier, and that's been obviously helping the impact and, you know, the scope on him grow. And so that's a good thing for him to see his name popping up a couple more conversations. I've also been shopping that name around as well. That's a name that I believed in since pretty early on as well. He had a little injury or two that kind of hurt him last season. And they didn't have the best season during the high school season last year, but he was a Peach Jam winner who coming back from the injury during the summer alongside JJ Andrews on that Bradville elite team. So, like, I mean, you played with two of the best players in the state and been a complimentary piece. But alongside of those guys, you wasn't just a Robin. You know what I'm saying? You was out there. You was Batman some games. Like, you had your times. You had your moments, especially this season as well. And so it's times where you look like, you know what I'm saying, you fit right in with them, what you do. And so I want other people to realize that, you know, when we say it. So Aiden Hansberry, AJ Hansberry, man, right there at Parkview, you know what I'm saying, 6'2" point guard. Off the bounce, can do a little bit of everything. Aggressive, very, you know what I'm saying, coachable, good intangibles, long arms, quick speed, quick defender, actually good hands on defense as well. Get up above that rim on the break.
Boy, you talking about a kid that has added stock, and not only added stock, but added muscle to his body. Man, Aiden Hansberry has been working his tail off, man. I've been watching him since he was in the fourth, fifth, sixth grade, watching them kids come up, man, and just watching his journey. I'm telling you, it's something that you can be proud to have witnessed, especially up to now. You know, the setbacks, all the trials and tribulations, just to see him battle back through all that. Him and another kid, Kobe Bell, both of them had one of the same injuries. They battled back, man, and just showed a lot of resiliency. I mean, it's to be admired, and I love being able to have witnessed that journey and watching him play. Man, you can see how his stock has grown and why his stock is hot right now. And Aiden Hansberry, man, just one of those impact players. Shoot the ball very well off the dribble. He can score through traffic. He'll punch on you. He'll punch on you. And, you know, I remember people talking like, well, hey, man, he's little, man. He's little. Man, Aiden ain't little no more.
Not no more.
He ain't little no more. Aiden will punch on you, man. Excuse me, y'all. Almost let one slip, but no, Aiden will punch on you, dog.
And then, like I say, it's a control type of strength too now, because especially when he's handling the ball under pressure, you know what I'm saying? He's able to keep a defender right at that perfect length. Or like when he's making that move to the goal, now he can just get that bump, get you right out the way. He's still agile enough to switch angles and go the other way and finish.
Come on, bro, finishing. That turnaround fadeaway jumper that he did the other night, and when he got into the paint, he bumped him, turned opposite side, man. Come on, finished it with straight draw, pow.
Yeah,
straight down, and he's been doing that consistently. That's not nothing that he don't practice on, but he put in the work, and I think that if you just watch his journey, man, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Go down his timeline and watch it, and just watch it. You can see the work. You can see the work. Coaches, get in there, man. Get in here.
Definitely, no, I agree.
Yeah.
AJ Hansberry, everybody, Parkview, 6'2" point guard, definitely hidden gem for sure. Like I say, around the state, maybe not so hidden. Maybe not so hidden around the state, maybe not so hidden around Central Arkansas, maybe not so hidden around that 5A conference. But we're talking in bigger terms, hidden gems. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah,
we got DJ Hudson. We're moving on next, and we'll get over this real briefly. We already talked about DJ a bunch. I mean, 6'7", small forward, true small forward that can do everything inside and outside. Handle the ball a little bit in transition, put it on the floor enough to get a power drive to the rim, has the footwork, the strength to get buckets off at the rim, got the explosiveness to go up and finish through contact in traffic. I mean, like complete package of a player. Definitely, I don't like just putting like labels on kids, but definitely a D1 player for sure. I'll be super surprised if he falls anything lower. Very, very talented, very skilled. Had a great summer this year alongside some other super talented guys, and I think that really helped all of their confidence and their stock kind of boost as well. So,
I call him Mr. Consistent. Mr. Consistent, man. He a double machine.
Crazy double. 25 and 12.
Hey, 20 and 10, 20 and 15, 25 and 10, 25 and hell, might give you 20, 25 and 20. You know, I mean, he's one of those guys that. Like I told you, it's been lovely to see him. All these guys, I've been following them, man, since they was in the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, man, and just watching them come all the way up until now. So this is nothing new. Just me seeing what his growth is just a testament of his hard work and what he's been the hard work he's been putting in and his conviction to be better. And I think that he's another one of them guys. He have a lot of colleges looking up, not a lot, but he have a few that's looking at him. He just haven't signed yet.
Yeah. I think he's gonna be able to pick his destiny for sure.
Yeah, so he's getting the look. I think he just have a decision he need to make, But on to Jalen Neal from Marion.
Yes, sir. So Jalen is severely under recruited right now. He probably has about 4 offers. Some smaller offers, you know what I'm saying? And when I say severely under recruited, that means like not enough people are recruiting him clearly, right? Like not that he doesn't deserve this or he can't get that. It means that he deserves it and he needs it. And I know it's coming for him. So I think he'll have a strong push throughout the end of this season. And maybe even some, some summer camps that he'll hit, obviously, for some colleges and be able to get up to a little bit higher level than what he's being offered right now. I definitely see him as a definitely a next level player. Like I said, you just look at him, you can even see from this small little picture right here. Look at the caps on their shoulders. Like the boy ain't even done
work, man.
The boy ain't even done growing.
Now,
as far as size wise, he done growing, but he gonna put on a few more pounds. Like he just now growing into his grown man body. He was skinny last year, like not too skinny. He put on some weight, but huge difference. Like I said, we talking about pretty much every kid on this list has made a huge difference in their appearance from last year to this year.
You can tell they've been working. Him and Chandler Randall, man, them boys been working, man. Them country fed boys down there, they eating their cornbread and beans, man. And listen, I'm telling you, they in there working. I'm telling you, Coach Samuel Lewis, man, he got those boys working, and he take his conditioning very serious. You know what I mean? Yeah. You could tell from the energy from the time they come out. It's like they don't get tired, and that's just only a testament just how they working, and you can see it you can see the results in their bodies.
For those who don't know, Sammy loved the weight room himself. So like him having them in the weight room is just natural. It's like
exactly.
Bro, this common sense to me, you know what I'm saying? It's easy to me, you know what I'm saying? So, and then like we talking about other unsigned seniors and gems that ain't on this list. That team is actually loaded. So you got Jalen. Well, let's start at the top, you know, the head of the snake. You got Chandler Randall, who's already committed and signed to Henderson State. So he'll be staying here in state. I love when, you know what I'm saying, our kids get to stay here and stay close to their family and get a free education or, you know, partially free what you may have or whatever, get a scholarship in some aspects to go play basketball and get a good education. So beautiful to see. Shouts out and congrats to him. You know, shouts out to his pop CC Randall as well. That's my guy. He you know, hits me quite frequently and keeps me updated and informed on what's going on. And then, like I said, we got Jalen. You got Dexter Higgins over there, who I've heard in, you know, a few conversations as far as being the next level guy. Another one of those scrappy, undersized, you know, small package guards that does a little bit of everything really well with high energy. Then you've also got Jackson Black down there, 6'5" guy. Young kid, like he's younger than everybody else in his class, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? He's a late bloomer. He's got a couple of little offers, you know, from Hendrix and maybe Mid South or somewhere else, something like that. Don't quote me on those. I know Hendrix for sure. Maybe Lion. Don't quote me on that. I know Hendrix for sure. But he's another kid that's down there getting recruited. You know, it's an underrated gym, 6'5" forward, pretty athletic. Kind of putting everything together this year. Finally. Coming around, you know, coming in his own as mind and body are starting to meet and match. And so great gems over there on that Marion Patriots roster. We can move on quickly over to Landon Price. If you don't know Landon, he's another kid that's a walking highlight. He's just a highlight waiting to happen.
Oh, yeah.
He plays with a lot of force. And like when I say that, I mean like a lot of force, like straight line drives, explosion, quick first step, you know what I'm saying? Good defense at the point of contact, the point of action. Beating defenders to their spot, playing with a high pace, high energy on both sides of the ball. Landon is going to give you that. He's a kid who started really buzzing after he played in the matchup showcase and popped off with a big offer from FIU, if I'm not correct, or FAU was FIU. Is it FAU, right?
I think it's FAU.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's Florida Atlantic.
But let's talk about the team camp. I remember when they came to the team camp, the Summerwood team camp. Big Miller Summerwood team camp. He was him and Coach Trent was talking to me about, you know, just how that team was gonna come together. So he was like, yeah, man. He was like, man, we want to get in the showcases and that and there. And I was like, okay. He was like, man, have you seen Landon play? I said, well, I saw him a little bit, but I haven't just paid attention. So when he came to the team camp, he introduced me and he was like, man, just check us out. So I had a chance to watch, and they played Benton in that and I think it was the last game that they was playing, and it was a very tight game. They was going back and forth. Well, Landon caught it off the rim as it was coming off. Boom! And put it back for the win. For the win. And that let me know right there where his heart at. You know, he wasn't scared of the moment. He relished in it, and he took time to kind of look at the crowd, look at the players, and he relished in it. You know what I'm saying?
He's another one of those guys who are also like. So I love when I get to see players in multiple phases, like you were just talking about. Like I saw him summer pre-team camp. I saw him AAU, right? Saw him last year, right? Saw him AAU. I started seeing a different side of him. I started seeing a couple breakout games. I started talking about him a little bit more myself, started paying attention to him a little bit more myself. And then I really saw the confidence and everything turn on when like he did something just like you said, hit a game winner, you know what I'm saying, in the circuit season. And then came to the team camp, and I was like, okay, now he gets a chance to be a leader. Everybody kind of looks up to him on this squad. He's got a new coach that's going to be a big impact for him. That's going to put a lot of confidence, going to light a fire under him. And I said, man, is this like the perfect recipe for him to click? And lo and behold, you know what I'm saying, took off and skyrocketed this year. So good to see. And excuse me, terrible reporting on my end there. That was Georgia Southern. I don't know where I got FAU from. Georgia Southern was the guys that came in and swooped in and sent them an offer. He's also got offers from Arkansas Tech, Northwest Missouri State, Washita Baptist, and UAFS.
UFA, yeah, that's who it is. Yeah.
UAFS. Yeah.
UAFS. That's what I was thinking. Okay, UAFS.
And so pretty deep little lineup there. Like I say, so he's another one of those kids who kind of got a few schools to pick from. It's just kind of waiting on to see the best fit in the right time to make it. So, I mean, the best choice in the right time to make it. So, moving along to Trey Rhodes. This is probably one of the hotter prospects who just kind of like popped up on everybody's radar and kind of, you know, started taking off. But as you can see there, another one of these kids who's physically fit. He is a transfer, so to speak. He was here in Arkansas, then moved to Georgia, and then moved back to Arkansas. So a lot of people kind of have their timeline confused and mixed up and think he's just from Georgia and he just moved to Texarkana just out of nowhere now or whatever. No, he is a Southern Arkansas kid who moved to Georgia and then moved back to Arkansas. I myself knew about him before he moved, and then when he came back, I knew about him. I didn't really know him the first time, so let me not get people that's like, this guy thinks he knows it all. I didn't know. I heard of him, saw the name on the roster, was familiar with the name at the school, etc. Actually, even in our system, did not know that he moved the year that he moved, but I knew who he was before, and then he came back. I obviously definitely knew who he was. He took off on a huge surge, been making his name really known, spreading across the state with being impactful games. And like I said, I think people are more mesmerized by the D1 look of it all, especially like with the body type and the play style, more than just the skill set or the what do you have it? The talent level. I guess that's a really bad way to kind of say it, but
man, yeah. So
what do you know about Trey? How many times have you seen? I saw Trey play like a month or so ago, maybe about a month ago against Benton.
Okay, so I know they came down here and they played against PA. I had a chance to check him out there. I think he put up like 25 that night. Him and Vuitton, they was going back and forth. So I think he put up like 25 plus that night, something like that. But most definitely one of those kids that, you know, you could tell that he loved the weight room. I think he gets downhill. He finished through traffic. I seen him shoot a couple mid ranges that, you know, I was impressed with. Haven't watched a lot of his game, but from his highlights and from the game that I did see, I like what I saw. You know, I just think, you know, if in order for me to give a valiant assessment, I would love to watch him play a little bit more live. You know what I mean? I like to see the demeanor of the kids and be able to kind of check when things ain't going right, how they act when things ain't going right. You know, what's their demeanor. So I would love to watch and get a little bit more eyes on him, so to speak. So
No, I agree. Like I said, I only saw him that one actual game live. A lot of what I see is from my guy Reggie at No Cherry Picking Hoops. Shout out to Reggie and NCP Hoops down there in South Arkansas. They keep me posted on a lot of things and keep me fueled with information. That's my guys down there. Really good source. Y'all should go check them out. But I see a lot of his stuff from him, like real, you know, good footage. And then obviously, you know, I watch live game. I watch the streams. Every team kind of in these upper classification has streams or a couple games each year where they play an opponent who does. So I've seen him in the gym once this season, and then watched a couple of the streams, seen a lot of other highlights and footage. So definitely a player that's on my radar as a guy that fits a next level type of bill. But I definitely want to see more before I go out on a super far limb. Definitely one of the top unsigned seniors as far as his recruiting has picked up, and he has created a super high trail behind himself.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen much of him. I haven't seen much of him, but for the one time I did see him, I think he, like I said, he put up like 25 plus. He was shooting the ball pretty good that night, but I would love to see him against more tougher competition. You know what I mean? I want to see him against some more elite players. I just haven't had a chance to do that, so I don't want to go too deep and go in too deep on
right. Same for me. And like I said, that's not to discredit him at all. That's just to say, you know what I'm saying? I need to see more myself, before I give you a deeper assessment. From what I see, it all passes the eye test from what I see. All good things on the eye test, 100%. Moving along, I'm gonna play a little. I'm gonna mix the segment up a little bit with you, right? So I'm gonna play a little game. I'm gonna throw out a name, and you give me like a quick 2 sentences about him, because I'm gonna give you like 5 names that's not on this list. And so I'm gonna start real quick with Jaden Slaughter. Give me like 2 sentences about him. What, you know what I'm saying? Your thoughts.
Very athletic. Want to see him put the ball on the ground more and shoot it.
Kevon Bonbon Smith, North Little Rock.
Let me see. Bonbon, man,
Yep.
Bonbon, he athletic, very strong. I want to see him be more consistent. But Bonbon, he can put the ball on the paint when he want to score. He'll score. You know, I know he's been a very key piece to North Little Rock's success, and I want to see him be more of stepping more and relishing in that leadership role for them. But
Yep.
overall, Bonbon, man, a good kid.
Jomir Guyton at Blyville.
Very athletic, underrated. Had a chance to watch them down in Highland play. Him and Jakyron Madden. That's another one. But both of those guys, man, just athletic. They some scores. Guyton, he have a few offers on the table.
He does.
You know, he just haven't pulled the trigger.
Jabari Washington, Harbor.
He was in the showcase.
Yep.
Man,
we talked about Harbor a little bit, and I purposely kind of skipped over him just to see, like, so we can kind of wait to this moment to pull that name out the hat. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the, I think he's probably, when we're talking about like sleepers, like people don't even know who the kid is, like he's probably one of the top 5. Like people literally don't know of him. Like, and the next name I'm gonna throw at you is the same way. Ladero Robinson.
Man, Ladero, when he was here, Ladero was making his way slowly but surely, but he was making his way. He was another one of those kids that's very athletic, and I wanted to see him to put the ball on the ground a lot more and be able to work from that wing. I think he went to
He's at West Memphis Christian.
West Memphis Christian, and I think that he's coming in his own now. But I haven't seen him none this year. You know,
yeah. So I still been tapped in with him this year. Obviously he was nominated for the McDonald's All-American status. He was the 4th nominee here in our state, and so he played a really good season over there at the West Memphis Christian School. They finished runner-ups in the nationals. They were 2nd in the nation, I believe, or in just like that national conference they have. It's very confusing when it gets down to that level of like the Christian schools and the homeschool and all that stuff. So, but I think they lost like their national championship game by 2 the other day, if I'm not mistaken.
I haven't had a chance to see Ladera this year, man, and I know he was at Marion last year, and we had a chance to kind of see him do his thing, but I haven't had a chance to watch him this year, so I don't. What I did see is from then, you know, and I don't know if he putting the ball a little bit more on the ground or not, but he I saw
he's grown. No, he's developed. I said, he's developed. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Maybe not in like a super what would you have it? I mean, just to put it in the most blunt terms, like maybe not like against super competitive teams, you know, he might still kind of look like his old self. And that's not a bad thing. His old self wasn't necessarily bad. It just was a different type of skill set. And so now, like you can tell, he plays a little bit more freedom, knowing when he can and when not to. But you see the confidence growing. You see the development for sure. The development's there, all the way there. It's different. Okay. It's different. It's a lot of different moving parts to his game that he didn't have like last season. So that's the good part for me to see that those aspects have grown. He's one of those kids who had a quiet summer, did a lot of work, played a little bit, but did a lot of work and kind of came out on top with that. Had made the right decisions working with Coach Bandy.
Yeah.
Landon Hill.
Lando Hill, man. Lando, I told Lando at the Rumble on the Ridge, man, Lando came out. I saw a version of Lando. I said, man, Lando, this is your game, man. Why are you holding back? Man, come out like this every night. He'll tell you. I told him that. I said, dude, this is your game, man. Lando was shooting that ball, shooting it, finishing at the rim. I mean, doing it all. I mean, you can see what he was doing. If you go back and watch that game, I think they was playing. Who was they playing? Was they playing North Little Rock? I want to say they was playing North Little Rock, and he was doing it all that game, man. And that's the Lando that I know. That's the Lando I know. He can do that night in and night out if he want to. I just want him to be consistent on that, and because he can shoot it, Doc. He can shoot it, and like I say, very athletic, and the kid has it. I just want him to just do that night in and do out. Know that you can do it and do it. You know what I'm saying? Because he got it, dog. If you watch him, you watch a few games of what Lando do, you can see it. And he's underrated. He's flying under the radar, and I think only reason why he's flying under the radar because he's not really flamboyant and that that kid that talks a lot that do it, but he just
he have 22. You look up like he had what?
Yeah,
he had about 12.
Yeah, yep. but you when you watch him, you know he has that factor. I just want him to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and do what you do, man. That 25 you put out, man, that's you night in and night out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go and try to find that game. It's on the Rumble on the Ridge, and I'm gonna send it to you. And
I watched it. I know you're talking about. I watched it.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, okay. So you know what I'm talking about then.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Hey, he got it, man. Like I said, if he just one of those kids that he's quiet, under the radar. He's not gonna be all flamboyant. He's not gonna get. But you if you push him, you'll see that dog come on out. You know what I mean?
But that's why I said that he's on my list. My list I'm reading names off of. So he's on there. Yeah. And then the last kid that I've got a couple more on this list, but I ain't gonna get too long with it. We still got to get back to the actual graphic list. We got 3 more on there. The last kid on my list comes from the smallest school we probably mentioned. That when I say this, nobody probably is even gonna know where the school is or where the kid is at or whatever. And I think you may know because I think I heard you say it earlier. Jacob Willard from Bay. Oh
yeah, man, Willard. Look, hey, Willard was at the Bad Boy Invitational. I mean, he was at the Bad Boy
at the Ronnie Brogdon,
and he was at the Hurricane Classic.
Yep.
Hey, I saw Willard be shooting that ball.
There's a buck, and it's not a fluke. It's not just a 1 or 2 game selection. That's been all season long. No matter who they lined up against, they've done a great job of being able to stack the competition. Coach Halbrook has been playing against some of the better teams in the state in some of these better tournaments. You know what I'm saying? And they're with 3A through 5A other schools. You know, obviously bigger conferences. You know, those matchups have been really impactful, and Jacob's been matching up and knocking down or killing his matchup in front of him every single time. Got a great little footwork package, get to the middle of the lane, use his size, use his off arm, shoots a confident jumper. Don't matter if it's a hand right there or not. It's a great form, great release, and it's routine. Like I say, it's confident, it's cool, collected, poised. It ain't too rushed. It's paced. It's nice. It's consistent. It's efficient, bro. It's so many different words I could throw at it, but really like Jacob's game. Really like
Jacob is nice, man. I like Jake, and I much as I give you some praise, I want to see him on the defensive side get locked in a whole lot more. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I see him defensively doing it. But I know he got another gear to him. So, I just want to see that part. But offensively, man, Jake was putting up 20, 25, 30. Man, he was shooting the hell out that ball up at the Invitational, Ronnie Brogdon Invitational. He was shooting the hell out of it, man. And I just got to keep it real. Like you take him and you put him on the in the Central Arkansas area. He's another one of them kids that can kind of put. Can you see me?
Yep, you good.
Okay. All right, make sure them black out. My screen went black.
Nah, you good.
Okay, but yeah, you put him in the Central Arkansas. His name will be more prominent throughout the media, I think, because he's one of them kids that could really fill it up.
Man, we said one name earlier too. I'm gonna throw this out here, and we ain't even gonna talk about it for more than 30 seconds. a guy who's kind of mirrored his game and kind of fits in that same similar situation, who's kind of just in the River Valley's kind of really slept on is Kellen Cash. We just said it earlier as well. Kellen Cash, super slept on guy, super under the radar kid who's very talented, can play at the next level.
Yeah.
Who's going to be successful as a college basketball player. Yeah,
I was telling you about Kellen Cash. You know, I know he's not a senior, but he's I think he's 27. Is he a junior? I think he's 27.
Kellen's a junior, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think he's a junior, but he's another one of those gems that's under the radar. You know, he can put up 20 plus a night. You know what I mean? Assists, get you about 6, 7 assists, 7, 8, 9 rebounds. You know, he's another one of those kids that's flying under the radar. I done had a chance to just lay eyes on him and watch his growth, but Kellen, he's another one of those that's flying under the radar.
Definitely. Moving along to Ryder Scribner. So we also got a chance to see Ryder in person this season early on at the matchup showcase. He put on a good performance. I think he had 26. Kind of carry. He was the leading scorer for the new school, the prep school here in Arkansas, coached by Coach Deshaun Stark. That also features Aiden Chronister. And a couple other guys here from in-state talent. But man, Ryder's been on tear all season though. He's been making a great case. I know it says shooting guard right there, but Ryder is a point guard. He can score the ball, but his floor general, his leadership, his ability to play under pressure and find guys and then relocate and get his shot back. Very Peyton Pritchard-esque. Very Peyton Pritchard-esque. Like obviously I'm not comparing him to Peyton Pritchard. Anytime I say a high school kid and an NBA kid NBA guy in the same conversation, I'm not having a true serious comparison unless I say otherwise. But just to give people a bigger scope to what to think about. I know a lot of people don't watch college basketball, so if I said a good comparison, they might even. I've never seen Minnesota play. I don't watch Washington. I've never seen Iowa State. Those type of things is what I hear all the time. So, anyways, definitely like Ryder's game. Definitely think he's slept on. He will be going somewhere next year. And then we got Lane Webster here as well. Lane is a hot commodity, especially like in the summertime. I know this firsthand personally being involved with the AAU organization, Arkansas Assault. 15U head coach over there, 16U assistant coach, and got a chance to assistant coach last year with the 17U group, which he played for. Man, the kid is a dog as far as like athleticism goes. Like jump out the gym, man. He's scary on the back line. Don't turn your head too quick and lose him when he cutting, or if he's standing in the corner. Then he's got a super high release on the jump shot. He's already 6'7", bro, so it's almost impossible to block. He draws quite a bit of fouls when he gets jump shots in the mid-range on the high post catch. I would like to see him develop, a little more motor as far as getting the ball inside and making a play with it on the catch inside. But like I say, on the slash, like on the cut in motion, he's great. He's super tough, super talented. I'm talking more so as a high post or a mid post, turn and face and give me something from there. But catch and shoot jump shots outside, catching on the slash, getting out in transition. Like it's very, very hard to stop him and stay in front of him. He's strong as ever. I say real like lumberjack strong. You know what I'm saying? Like just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Real tough strength. Not maybe like weight strength, but like throw you around, your body weight strength.
Yeah.
Very, very tough. Very very good help side guy. He tracks the ball pretty well to rebound and get blocks and things like that. Good athleticism. Like I said, crazy vertical. Gets off the ground like a monster. You wouldn't believe. Had a hot summer. Has been pretty good over there for the Brooklyn Bearcats this season during the high school season, putting on. And then that kind of segues right into another Northeast Arkansas foe of his, which is Antonio Whitney. They've matched up a few times this year, and these guys had some very big, impactful games, some highlight games, some high-flying games at that, where college coaches have kind of been all over me talking to me about certain aspects of those games and some of those things about those kids themselves. So those guys are in the recruiting conversations in the world of basketball here around the state for sure. Lovely, great thing to see for some of the Northeast Arkansas talent who's rather slept on to be kind of fitting into this picture with the others, which are, we got Jalen Neal from the Northeast. We got Lane Webster in the Northeast. We got Antonio Whitney in the Northeast. Then we got Clay Blair in the Central, Darius Fowlks in the Central, Aiden Hansberry in the Central. Then in the Northwest, we got Sky Davenport, Landon Price, DJ Hudson, Ryder Scribner, And then we got one lone star in the South, Trey Rose, who's out there down in Texarkana. So this list does do a very good job of kind of spreading out all over the map and all over the state of Arkansas, kind of showing and showcasing some of those hidden gems. Quick hits on Antonio TJ Whitney. Super dog. Like I say, we didn't really get to talk about him at all. I'm gonna let you dive in because I know you're just as familiar with TJ as I am.
Oh yeah. So TJ, man, listen, I had a chance to watch TJ over the years, and I see a lot of growth in TJ, especially from his shooting, and I that's what I wanted to see from him. Everybody know he's athletic and he play above the rim, but a lot of people wanted to see, especially me, I wanted to see him put that ball on the ground and be just as impactful from the wing and from behind the arc. So he showed that a lot in that Barry Pruitt Classic when I had a chance to be down there and cover that event. Man, he showed, like I told you, he was showing me, man, his range. I mean, he shot some clutch three balls that was that kept him in the game with Jonesboro, and I mean, it was coming down to about, I think he had like 20 plus that night, and he wasn't just doing it just from in the paint. Like I said, he was doing it from mid range. He showed his range from behind the arc, and just his overall energy, man. I love it. He don't never. It seems like he's a kid that never get tired. He always on the floor. I think he takes good care of his body. He's in tremendous shape. When you told me he was hurt, I was hating it. I hated to hear that.
Yeah, I think his most underrated aspect probably is his defense. He guard 1 through 5.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's that energy I was talking about. He don't ever get tired. He hustling back on defense, hustling back on offense. So he's running the floor, and it's something to see when the kid energy is always there, and he always in his leadership role. I like that energy when it comes to his leadership role. So yeah, I mean, he's improved. What I wanted to see him do, I think he's worked towards it, and not only he worked towards it, but he's doing it now. So I love to see that.
I agree with all of that. Like I say, he has done a lot of work. He put in a lot of work to change some of the aspects of his game, which were, like, I think I've been telling people this. It's not like it wasn't there, just like he didn't work it into his game. And so that's another hitch, you know what I'm saying, to kind of find, like, to figure out another wrinkle, so to speak, how to kind of work this one in. How do I kind of go to showing people that I can shoot without just like coming down and shooting?
Yeah.
How do I manage good jump shots, good, you know what I'm saying, shot IQ versus showing people that I can just hit without being a catch and shoot wide open guy, like a corner threat only. Like, so just making those small little adjustments and kind of having those conversations with him and knowing that, it's been kind of a focus of his, and then seeing it play out for him has been really good too to see.
Yeah, and another unsigned senior that's not on this list, and we talked about him earlier, is Justice Moore.
Yeah.
Him and his brother Christian Moore, that to me they have the similar game. One is Southpaw and the other one is Orthodox, and to me they have the similar game. And if you look at just what Christian is doing, I think his brother is capable of doing the same thing. I even when it was time for his when Christian was getting recruited, when he played, just shopping him around. Justice is one of the same. I think a lot of coaches is not going to see his value until he play against them, or until they see him put up points and put up numbers. But he's one of those kids that, man, I think he's flying under the radar. I think that he's not being recruited towards his abilities only because of what I feel like they said, the height issue. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with Morris. But these are players that I feel like that has high IQ for the sport. They play hard. They're willing to tackle up on defense and be willing to knock down big shots and take on the role. Even when JJ was out, I think he relished in his role, and I think he did what he needed to do to try to sustain that team. until JJ come on back. And if you see in that game last week, his role he played just within establishing and getting them into their stuff. I think he's one of those players that's most definitely flying under the radar, and those coaches need to tap in and just dive a little bit more into what Justice is doing over there at Little Rock Christian. Let me give you some more. Easton, he signed.
Yep.
You got Jace Sullivan over at Little Rock High. Jace was another kid that was at the Rumble of the Ridge that was doing something. He can shoot that ball. I want to see him be a little bit more aggressive on that defensive end too. I mean, he was holding defense, but I know he got a little bit more tank, and I think that just come with him just building his body up and getting a little bit more physical in that weight room. But I think that he has a great motor, shoot the ball very well. I didn't see him have too many turnovers in that Rumble of the Ridge over the few days. I think he played exceptionally well. Just him he was aggressive getting down here, but I think his value is going to come with him shooting that ball from behind, from different levels of the floor, because that's what he showed me when I saw him at the Rumble of the Ridge, also at Conway as well. Tell me about this Javaris Russell.
Man, talented. I actually just talked to somebody about him about not last week, the first week of February, right before the snow hit. I was actually in the gym. A coach came to check out Spratt and Cal, and he was just kind of there hinting and talking about guys to me. And Russell had a great game that game.
Mm-hmm.
And he all of a sudden kind of popped on his radar. I haven't had another conversation with him about him since then, but I have had another conversation with a different coach since then. So there's two separate coaches that I think whose radar he's popped on. But outside of that, me personally, I think obviously just defensive minded. He comes with a lot of great energy and intensity. He tries to set the tone. You know what I'm saying? He takes players out of their game very well doing that. He can get himself going doing the same thing. He can keep himself hot under kind of the same premises of hyping himself up, keeping himself in tune, keeping himself into it.
Mm-hmm.
Riding on the edge.
Mm-hmm.
He can get hot on offense and get things to fall and get going, like I say. But he's pretty streaky on offense. I think defense is obviously his first and best thing. On offense, he's got a pretty quick first step. Like I say, he'll hit some shots from outside when he gets going. He can stop on a dime pretty well. He'll find guys, in traffic sometimes. But overall, I think he's a defensive-minded, defense-first guard.
I agree. We got a couple more. We got a few more on the list that's not on that wasn't on the screen. But let me go down here. So we got Kobe Bell from Parkview.
We talked about Kobe quite a bit. Yeah, I think Kobe could stay. Kobe could stay in somebody's conversation for sure.
Man, just a great kid all the way around. I'm telling you.
Got the grades, got the extracurriculars to stand beside the good basketball effort and coachability. So
yeah, I think that injury that year that he had to sit back, I think he needed that year. But I think at this point now, you can see the flashes and you can see what Kobe is all about, man. Just watch that Little Rock Christian game and a few more games that he'd been playing in. Who else? Lake Hamilton, Victor Easter. Yeah. Man, Vic been on the tear this year. I'm talking about he's been holding the Lake Hamilton team together down there. He's been doing what he need to do to sustain, even though they lost a lot of key pieces. But Vic has been one to sustain and keep that the Lake Hamilton team rolling. Keeping them keeping them in every game. You know what I'm saying? I know they haven't been one of those top tier teams, but if Coach P over there, he's gonna coach them up. And I think Victor is one of he's a product of what Coach P is about. If you just stay up under that tutelage, you can develop just as Victor has. So, man, keep an eye on Vic. You know what I mean? I don't know if you have you been following him, but I've
Yeah, I
been
have.
you have?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's another one. So yeah, keep an eye on him.
Yeah,
Who
it's
else you
quite a
miss?
few kids who I really haven't name dropped. I was gonna keep a few in my back pocket. I know we're gonna kind of get around to this a little bit every week. We're gonna kind of drop a few gems here and there. Probably won't be this many guys every week. It'll
Yeah.
probably be closer to like 3 to 5. We kind of went over probably 15 to 20 today, but we just wanted to hit on it real big. It is that time of year. We bringing up, saying the major topic of names who really want to dive in and dig into, and those guys we feel like, and I'm pretty sure consensus feels like are the biggest recruit or the biggest names or the biggest talents to be looking at right now amongst all the actual hidden gems who don't have a single offer, who are that talented, who literally just need the looks. Like these guys we're mentioning probably have a small look or two or a little bit of interest here or there. And so we know they're in those conversations. We know they'll be quick to get off the board probably as soon as the season wraps up and the summer rolls around. They'll be making their choices and they'll be making their rounds. But there's a ton of other guys who are really fighting and scrapping and clawing and get their names on these type of boards as well. And we're gonna do our best to get them that same platform moving forward. So it's something we're gonna be bringing back from week to week to highlight these guys that are under the radar, who are Arkansas gems, who are developing emerging talents.
Yeah, man. I know it's about that time that we about to get ready to close this thing out. We've been on here about 2 hours, so you got anything that you want to kind of hit on before we start working our way towards that way?
Man, nah, I was just gonna get into the same exact thing. I think this our final segment was it. We got that out the way. We talked about, we covered every segment this week. We talked about all the topics. I don't think there was anything necessarily that I missed. I know on my end in my notes for sure I ran down everything. This was episode 4, everybody. We got across all the week's headlines this week, last week, upcoming games, a couple, like I said, the conference races or the impact that some of these games may have in the conference. A little bit of recruiting news as we just dove into some of these unsigned seniors and some of these hidden gems, some of these guys who have picked up recent offers, some of these guys who are already signed and moving forward. Diving in on some teams that are streaking and some teams that might not look like they are building in the right direction or their record might not reflect it, but we know when we watch them on the court that they're passing certain eye tests or they're living up to certain capabilities of being a dark horse or a sleeper or knocking somebody off for a team to upset somebody. Man, we went down the whole list, man. We really dove deep on these Arkansas gems for the last hour, man. I appreciate you rocking out with me today, Najee.
So listen, I do want to say this because I think a lot of people, they don't understand that what we're talking about and the things we're hitting on. This is just a segment, and I know there's a lot of I'm a big fan of the girls as well. Okay, so don't get it twisted like we just showing love to the boys. No, we have something coming up for the girls as well. So be on the lookout for that. So we just got to do our due diligence and make sure we bring the right people and the right information to you to make sure that we're touching on all bases of that as well. So if you all the ladies out there, all the female players, listen, we're looking and we're evaluating as well. So you all are coming up. Just give us a minute. We just getting our feet up on this right now, and we're just kind of just touching on some things that we kind of already that acquainted with as well. So we're just going to do our due diligence and get you all in the mix as well. Okay, so we appreciate you all for rocking in with us. It means the world to us, and it means the world to the whole team. Okay, not just me and Vic, but the whole team and what we're doing. It means everything that you're supporting us and sharing this information. So thank you all for that.
And then segueing right into that is, our closing segments. We really thank everybody for tuning in. This episode 4. We appreciate all the past support, all the continue, all the upcoming support, every piece of it, all of it. You know what I'm saying? We really, really do appreciate it. We need feedback. We cannot do what we do without you guys. Please let us know who we need to have eyes on, who we need to tap in with, guests that want to come on and speak with us or to us. Please don't hesitate to reach out. We love to have you guys on, get you guys, incorporated in some kind of way.
Yeah.
It was another huge week in Arkansas. Good hoops from shifting conference races to the energy. Everything's only getting better. Obviously, it's postseason basketball is on the way, or it's already started for some conference and districts. Shout out to every player, coach, program, fan, everybody doing everything right now in the basketball world here in the state of Arkansas, boys and girls side, from the referees to the administrators to the people running the concession stands, the managers, all the way down. Everybody grinding right now. If you got film highlights, a story we need to cover, a player we need to know, offers we ain't talking about, sending in, tag the show, tag Big Miller Events, tag COE Films, tag Vortex Sports, tag Prep Hoops. It does not matter. Just keep us informed. We'll be sure to get back with y'all next week on more breakdowns, more development, more spotlight on Arkansas talent. It's Coach Vic signing off for Nigel. Nick, who's not here with us this weekend, signing off for the Big Miller Basketball Show. Stay locked in. See y'all next Monday. Peace. Appreciate it.
Peace.